Okay, so if you've ever had a crush so intense that you wrote poems, drew little hearts, and gave them sparkly abs and doodles, well, you're not alone. But the difference is, my crush saw it all. Yeah, this is the tragic tale of how my deepest, sparkliest secrets escaped into the real world. And no, I haven't recovered. Let me explain. You know that sinking, soul leaving your body kind of feeling? The kind that happens when your most cringy, sparkly, over the top secrets are exposed to the very person they're about? Yeah, that happened to me. And no, I haven't fully emotionally recovered. It all started when I developed a teeny tiny microscopic crush on a guy named Ethan. And when I say microscopic, I mean full blown, fireworks, every time he blinks type of crush. Ethan was tall, like bump his head on door frames tall. He had this mop of floppy hair that looked like it had been styled by angels, and he once said hey to me in the hallway. That hey echoed in my head for 3 days straight. Obviously, I fell in love. Naturally, I did the only logical thing. I started a secret diary dedicated to my feelings. Duh. Now, this wasn't just any diary. No. This was a glittery pink journal with a heart-shaped plastic lock. Completely useless, by the way. Inside were pages of me pouring out my soul. And by soul, I mean ridiculous doodles of Ethan as a vampire, a superhero, and for some reason, a slice of pizza. There were also full-on lists titled things like Top 5 Things Ethan Would Say If We Got Married, and dramatic declarations such as, Today Ethan looked in my direction. It could have been the clock behind me, but still, my heart is not okay. The diary had sections too, like chapters in a novel. Chapter 1, Ethan in gym class, where he caught a football and somehow made it look like an Olympic feat. Chapter 2, Ethan in math. He once helped me find an eraser, which I obviously overanalyzed for 3 pages. Chapter 3, Ethan's favorite, hoodie. I saw it in the Lost and Found once and seriously considered taking a sniff. I didn't, but I thought about it. I kept this treasure trove of teenage delusion in a shoebox labeled boring tax stuff, do not touch. I thought I was safe. My best friend Lily warned me, one day, someone's gonna find that thing and your spirit's gonna evaporate. I laughed. Oh, silly Lily. I should have listened. Lily, by the way, was the only person who knew about the diary. She called it the Cringe Chronicles. Every time I showed her a new drawing or let her read an entry, she'd fall off her chair laughing. But she was supportive. She helped me come up with some of the more ridiculous superhero names for Ethan, like Captain Cutequake and Sir Swoon-a-lot. Fast. Forward to the day. It was a regular afternoon at school, and I was in art club, mostly for the snacks and the fact that Ethan was also there. I had just reached into my backpack to grab money for a pizza fundraiser when something slipped out. I didn't notice, but the universe did. Hey, is this yours? Someone called out. I turned around and saw him, Ethan, holding the diary. I froze. Time slowed down. My lungs forgot how to breathe. My brain shut down all non-essential functions. Oh, he said, flipping it open. This is interesting. No. He started reading aloud. Ethan's hair looks like soft angel noodles today. My soul detached from my body. I died. This is my ghostwriting, he chuckled. We'd make a great vampire king and queen, he read. I screamed internally, then externally. I lunged at him like a goblin escaping a cave. Art supplies flew, paint spilled. Someone stepped on a glue stick and slid into a sculpture. I managed to snatch the diary from his hands and darted into the supply closet, where I stayed, whisper screaming, into a pile of glitter. For the next few days, I avoided Ethan like he was contagious embarrassment. I wore hoodies with the hoods up, ducked behind lockers, and nearly dove into a bush once when I saw him coming. Lily tried to cheer me up. At least you didn't draw yourself kissing him with fireworks in the background. I looked down. That page was totally in there. During that week, I started imagining worst-case scenarios. Like maybe Ethan had shown the diary to his friends, and they were all laughing about it in some secret group chat titled Operation Cringe. I imagined memes of my drawings floating around school. I imagined someone printing them out and putting them on lockers. I was one conspiracy theory away from wearing a disguise and switching schools. But then, something weird happened. One day, at lunch, Ethan sat next to me. "Hey," he said casually, like he hadn't just destroyed my social will to live. "So, your drawings are actually pretty cool." I blinked. "You're not traumatized?" He shrugged. "I mean, a little, but mostly flattered," he smiled. I short-circuited. I didn't know what to say, so I just kind of made a weird squeaky sound. He laughed. I was gonna ask, could you draw me like that again? But this time, for my game avatar. And just like that, things got less humiliating. We started talking more. He didn't bring up the diary again, and I definitely didn't let him know there was a volume 2 with stickers. We even partnered up for an art project where we made a stop-motion video about a superhero dog. We laughed a lot. It felt normal, not even painfully awkward. One day after class, he asked if I wanted to sit with him and his friends at lunch. I almost said no out of sheer terror, but I went. They were cool. We talked about comics, video games, and the time Ethan accidentally glued his hand to a chair in 5th grade. I shared my own horror stories too, like the time I sneezed while drinking milk and it shot out my nose in front of the entire cafeteria. We were even, so yeah, it was a disaster, a full-scale fire in the cafeteria level disaster, but somehow it ended with a new friend. Or maybe something more. But that's a story for another time.